Morning, everybody. It's Bill Fosher from Edgefield Farm again, picking up a tradition of quick and dirty grazing videos filmed on a Sunday morning. This is my tall grass with sheep video that I seem to want to do every July. If you look carefully, you'll see that there are some sheep in this stuff, and they're doing pretty well. And I'm going to turn around a little bit slowly here so we don't all get nauseous. And this is where they were yesterday. It had looked just like that. You can see there's still quite a bit of material left here, which is just fine. That's how I like it. There's some leaves left, like right here on this Timothy. That'll help the plants get regrowing again if we ever get any rain. There is a little bit of rain in the forecast this coming week. We're in about the 6th week of drought here. There's my finger. In southwestern New Hampshire. Right now it's a declared moderate drought. D1 for those of you keeping score at home. We were in abnormally dry since sometime in early June, but functionally it was more like a drought here where I am. We're in a little bit of a rain shadow, not as bad as I have been on other farms, but we're definitely in a rain shadow here, so we don't get as much rain as places around us sometimes do. So anyways, this field was grazed end of April, very lightly. It was the first field I grazed on. So today is July 17th, and I am back on it for the first time since I think April 28th. So this is the first day of my second rotation of 2022. That's about the size of it. Starting to be able to see some sheep as they come up closer to the fence, but they're in there. That stuff's, you know, chest high, neck high. Some of it's over my head. It's Timothy, it's reed canary grass, it's orchard grass. There's some Kentucky bluegrass in there, some vetch, some clover. Nice biodiversity. There's milkweed, there's some thistle. There's some other invasive plants around the edges like bittersweet, glossy buckthorn. I guess another thing I wanted to touch on is that we're coming into a week with pretty high temperatures for us. Upper 80s to low 90s during the day, only getting down to the mid to upper 60s at night, so nobody gets much of a chance to cool off. So especially this week, I'm going to make sure that every paddock the sheep are on has access to shade, at least in the afternoon, because it's going to be classic sort of heat stress weather. And I was thinking the other day, there's actually only about 10 paddocks in my whole grazing system out of about 85 that don't have easy access to shade. So that's one of the upsides of grazing small fields. You're never far from an edge. And in New Hampshire, if you're at the edge of a field, you've got trees. So take advantage of them. Use them to your benefit. If you're in a big open field this time of year, it can be pretty tough to provide shade. And this week that's coming up with those sort of temperatures I was talking about, it's really the only time that I really worry about the sheep having access to shade, because they will start to lose productivity when it gets into the upper 80s, especially if it doesn't cool off in the evening. If it gets down into the 50s, especially low 50s in the evening, they can kind of make up for what they don't eat during the day. But when it never gets down below 65 or 68, which we have a couple of nights coming up, it doesn't really, they never get as active as they would otherwise, and it's tough on them. So that's it for today. I'll sign off. Another quick and dirty grazing video from Edgefield Farm in Surrey, New Hampshire. Standing here at about 1,100 feet elevation, southwestern New Hampshire, above the Connecticut River Valley. Talk to you soon.